Good morning. Today is Saturday, January 18th, and today is Jim and I's 53rd anniversary of when we met, not when we got married, when we met. We met on January 18th. It was a Wednesday in 1967. We got married in 1971. We dated for 4 years. He got drafted during the war, so we were going to get married earlier, and then he got drafted, and we thought we'd wait till he got back and all that. But I'll tell you a funny story after that. But anyway, today is January 18th, and we have 2 birthdays. The first birthday is for Mary Ann Andre, A-N-D-R-E-E, Andre. But Mary Ann gets a song. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Mary Ann. Mary Ann, happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. I know, my shirt is too big, but it's cold. It's cold outside. Also, it's Sandy Ourso, O-U-R-S-O. So Sandy gets a song too. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sandy. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, happy birthday to both of you. Like I said, today is, I went to my meeting. I'll tell you how I did after I get done blabbing. But I did go to my meeting today, and Jim drove me because the snow was pretty bad, and I wasn't that confident that I was going to go. And I tried to get him to join, but instead he went to the restaurant next door and had breakfast while I was at the meeting. And I was surprised. We usually have between, I'd say 60 to 100 people to attend our meetings. We have a pretty full house, and we had about 20 people there today. But of the 20 people that were there, we had a total loss of 78 pounds. So I think we did pretty good. I think only the people that really knew they were going to have a loss ventured out in the snow, because I think we've got so far probably maybe 6 or 7 inches so far. We're supposed to get 9 inches total. It's supposed to stop raining in about an hour or so, or snowing in about an hour or so, and then it's going to rain, and then it's going to freeze, and then it's going to snow. So Jim's out there shoveling the snow now. My son called and told him not to shovel the snow. He was on his way to shovel the snow, and so Jim went out to shovel the snow. Men. But anyway, today is our anniversary. Jim and I met Wednesday, January 18th in high school. I was in the 11th grade. Jim was in the 11th grade also. And he actually dated my best friend. He didn't like me. We met, and we went out on a couple dates. I've told this story before, but my girlfriend and I were my best friend. We're still friends to this day. But we were walking down the hall together. We were skipping history class or geometry class or something class. And Jim was a hall guard. Back then you couldn't be in the hall unless you had a pass. And so he was taking us in and to the counselors. And I kind of slapped him and told him, don't ever touch me there again, because I saw a teacher walking through the corner, and the teacher didn't see any of that. So Jim's the one that got in trouble, and Sue and I got to go away, go back to our class. And then he started dating Sue. And then I've said this before, I was in love with Chuck Sybeck. And but Chuck didn't know I was even alive. I could sit right next to him. He didn't know I was there. But so Jim and Sue started dating, and then Sue and I got into a girl fight like girls get into. And she told me I was a loser. I'd never have a boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I could take that guy away from you in a New York minute. And she says, I'd like to see you try. So I flirted with Jim, and he asked me out. We went to the show, and we saw Assault on a Queen and Murderer's Row. A double feature, and cartoons and previews in the middle. It was the longest 5 hours of my life. I've never spent 5 long hours with somebody I didn't really want to be with. And then on top of that, he didn't have a car. We had to take the bus, and I thought, oh my gosh, we have to take the bus. I was one of those kind. And so I got home, and I called her, and I said, he asked me out. We went to the show. See, I can get somebody. I can get your boyfriend. And she says, well, I'd like to see you. I bet you he won't ask you out again. And I said, well, we'll see. So then when I saw him at school, I says, oh, I had a good time. Lied, I didn't. And he said, well, would you like to go to the basketball game tonight? And I go, yeah, okay. So we went to the basketball game. And I thought, well, he's not so bad. I guess he wouldn't be too bad. And so then he was getting up to go get something to eat at the concession stand. And I says, oh, I'll have a Coke if you're going to the concession stand. He says, well, you got the money? I had to pay my own cop. I thought, oh, this guy's a loser. I'm not going out with him anymore. And so then I called her. Sue was at the basketball game, and she saw us, and she says, well, I guess I guess you're right. He wants to go out with you. And I go, well, you can have him back. I don't want him. He's like cheap. I don't know. He's boring. I don't like him. And she says, no, I met another guy. I like him better. So then I thought, well, okay. So she was going out with this other guy who she ended up marrying too. But Jim asked me out again, and I thought, well, I'll give him one more shot. And he came to the house, and he had flowers, and he had a box of candy. He had brought me a stuffed animal, and his brother had a car and had picked us up, and we went on a picnic. And I thought, you know what, he's not half bad. It wasn't even a picnic because it was in January that we met. But we went to like sledding or something, I think. Yeah, that was it. We went tobogganing, and we went for hot chocolate. And he had brought some sandwiches and stuff like that we could have with the hot chocolate. That was right. Yeah, I forgot about that. I just remembered that just now. Oh, that was good. But anyway, I don't even know how I got on this subject. Oh, because it's my anniversary. Happy anniversary to me. But what I wanted to talk about was to be stronger than yesterday and keep going to successful goals. And everybody has that one day, like the day before, where I was really pretty successful yesterday, but last Saturday I wasn't successful. I went to Chinese and I ate way too much. I ate too many of the little crinkly things, I don't know what they're called, little chips that you put in your soup, and I had the egg roll and the dinner roll and the pop, and I had a big piece of cake. So, but, oh, Google heard me. Google thinks I'm asking them something. Anyway, I did go crazy, but then on Sunday I got right back on it, because I know that today is not defined by yesterday. Today is a whole new day. Every day is a new day that you can have success. And even if it's just one meal that you messed up on, it's one meal. Move on. Don't go crazy just because you lost on one meal, because you can be successful if you really try. Sometimes a successful day is just turning down that second piece of cake. Because I could have had a second piece of cake, because there wasn't enough cake left to have a second piece of cake. So to me, that was a success. Just think of little things that you do in a day that are successful that somebody else might not consider successful. Maybe if you're like addicted to pop or something, instead of having 3 cans of pop, you only had 2 cans of pop. You'd think, well, I still had pop, but you know what? You had 1 can less. So think of things that you're doing in the day that's making you successful, and you're on your way to success then, because you've realized it. And you're also on your way to success when you acknowledge a mistake that you've made and you try to correct it. That's not going to say you're going to correct it every time, but if you try to correct it, that's all that really matters. And I try every day to correct mistakes that I've made, and that's just part of being a better human being. So anyway, we'll get to my weight loss. I did have a loss this week, and it was a loss, I'll just tell you that. I'm not going to say only, but I lost 0.1. So now I weigh 226.5. Now 0.1 is not anything to write home about, but like I just got done telling you about my Saturday, I had all that Chinese food. I did go out on Tuesday, I went to the Olive Garden. I think I did have a donut one day this week. So, I mean, I think that the scale reflected how well I did. Also, I'm eating more meals than I've normally ate in the past. I've changed up my eating habits. I'm eating different foods than I normally eat. My body just has to catch up, and you know what? I'm willing to wait. I'm willing to wait till my body catches up to my mind, and I know that my body's going to catch up to my mindset, because I have a very good mindset in January. I haven't had this great of a mindset, and I couldn't tell you how long. I am feeling so pumped, and even when I got on the scale and she said, well, you only lost 0.1, but you lost. And I go, no, don't ever say only. I lost 0.1. And I'll be honest with you, I would rather lose 0.1 than stay the same. Because, and my 0.1 could just be a fluctuation, like, you know what, maybe I went to the bathroom or something, or maybe I needed to go, who knows. But when you stay the same, to me, you didn't lose, but you didn't gain, So either way, it's just, it's just an But a 0.1, I had a loss. In my book, I have a loss. I have a little negative sign. On my app, when I look at it, it goes negative, negative, negative. 3 of them in a row. 3 in a row. 3 weeks in a row. I haven't had a loss 3 weeks in a row. I'm afraid to even look how long it's been since I've had a loss 3 weeks in a row. And next week's going to make it 4. And I'm going to have come out of January with a loss every week. And I'm going to hit my close to my 100-pound goal by by Easter. If not hit my goal, I'm going to come really close. I know that. So, okay, on with the day. We'll see what I'm going to have for breakfast. I have to do my menu plan still. So I will talk to you guys at breakfast. Well, I'm going to have a light point breakfast because my lunch and dinner is going to be a little bit higher in points today. So I'm just going to have an egg, some berries, a banana, and a glass of my diet cranberry juice. I start my day with a prayer. Today is January 18th. My quote is, "There are no secrets to success. It's the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure." And that's by Colin Powell. It's a 0-point breakfast, 0 for my egg, my juice, my banana, and I forgot to put my berries, So it's a 0-point breakfast. On to thinking what I'm going to have for lunch and dinner. Okay, this is a very high point lunch, but that's why I had 0 points earlier. So I got to save it for my lunch. So, show you first off how bad it is. I'm going to turn the light off on the camera. Anyway, I had 23 points. It's a 15-point lunch. It's 5 points for 28 grams of chili cheese Fritos with 31 chips about. I'm willing to take the 5 points for it. 1 point for 2 ounces of ham, 4 points for an ounce of provolone, 3 points for my holy guacamole, 1 point for my extreme wellness wrap, 1 point for my lemonade, and 0 for my pickles, the spinach on my sandwich, and the honey mustard. I could have saved 9 points if I wouldn't have had the Fritos and the cheese. But Saturday's a new day. I have weeklies that I can use, and I'm going to use them for that. So there's my lunch. And this is what I used. I used my spinach, my cranberry juice, my Simply Light lemonade, my honey mustard, my pickles, the Hillshire honey ham, low sodium, my extreme wellness wrap, a holy guacamole, and my cheese. It's a very high point lunch, but I'm going to enjoy every bite of it. This is why you want to weigh it. They said 31 chips or 28 grams. I weighed it out. It's 28 grams. I forgot to show you my dinner. I had a grilled cheese sandwich with a couple cucumbers and a glass of water. Whoopie ding. So, it's very cold. I got my heavy sweatshirt on today. But anyway, it rained this afternoon, so now it's turned to ice. And it's supposed to get below freezing tonight, so I don't think I'm going to be going to church tomorrow. So I'll just probably say a rosary or something instead. But if the weather changes, I'm going to look out, obviously, when I wake up in the morning to see how it is. But if it looks bad, I'm not going to go to church. I know. You don't have to go into the building to respect God, so that's my plan. But anyway, I'm going to work on my menu for the rest of the week, and I'll put something up tomorrow real quick in the afternoon, and then just bunker on down because I'll be in the house all day. Maybe I'll walk down the basement. I miss my walks, so maybe I'll do that. But anyway, give this video a like, leave a comment. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow.